Inflation readings are on the rise. Recent reports have sent shockwaves through the financial landscape. But what do you really do with these numbers? What do they truly mean for your overall wealth plan? That's what we want to be talking about today. Last week, the Consumer Price Index, commonly referred to as CPI, was reported, and there was an unexpected 2.4 increase in inflation. Now, while this number really exceeded the expectations of the mainstream media outlets, it actually aligned with our analysis. You see, we are using a number of third parties, and we are helping to create what we call an inflation nowcast. And the models and the forecasting that go into it actually have been showing a notable acceleration. And we could now have over 0.1% increase in CPI just for October alone. So yes, this is really something that we're thinking that an increase in inflation is really going to start pushing our year-over-year rates up. And now we're expecting 2.66% for the year. And if that's true, and the modeling is suggesting that it is, this would actually be a reacceleration of inflation, and one that indicates that this is going to be a little bit more long-term inflation. So what do we do about that? Because we can't overlook the current dynamics of things that are in inflation, like oil, and oil prices are starting to head back up. Yes, we have war. Yes, we have different aspects of natural disasters that are out there, but we're also coming into a time where oil does exceedingly well as a price, and that comes into inflation. And if inflation is coming, and in many cases it's already here, we need to make some changes in order to capitalize on that. So in response, what we can work with that, there's a couple of strategic moves within your overall portfolios that you should consider. Now, one of those then would be adding in commodities. So yes, as we're considering inflation, yes, as we're seeing all of these things happen, there's going to be other investments like some technology and other investments that will work well, but commodities are a great thing to add into your portfolios. So everything from copper and silver, platinum, timber, natural gas, and even gold miners are things that work well in this type of an environment. And what we say is that this is lead 3. We have a stagnation of our economy, also have growing inflation. And one other element that remains to be seen is whether this is going to persist for a while or if we will start to get growth again in our economy. But one thing is for sure, in an environment like this, gold is another element that works well as kind of a safety net, and one that you may actually want to consider as well. Let's talk about some advanced planning now. As we approach year-end, planning is really critical, and especially around the impending tax law changes, and it may actually affect your overall wealth strategy. Now remember that the tax brackets that we have right now, they are set to sunset in 2026. So this year and next year are actually very critical for making decisions under these existing laws. And yes, we may have some new regulations that come out, but for right now, we need to know exactly where we are at within the current brackets. And if you actually expect tax brackets to be higher with the sunsetting of the laws, then we need to consider selling capital assets this year while paying the taxes at a lower bracket potentially. And this could actually be a very smart move that could lead to a stepped up basis if we actually go and repurchase other assets as well. So don't overlook this, because this is a very powerful strategy for what we call bracket management. And we have here at Lions Wealth an innovative approach that can really be the key to effectively harvesting some of these gains that you have. And what we do is take a look at the gains and some of the losses, and we can look at how we can be harvesting them, sometimes even on a daily basis, to work to lower the amount of gains that we have and increase your cost basis. And if we do this correctly by the buying and selling of some of these investments, now we have the ability to really customize your investments in a way that allows you to take advantage of a lot of the market fluctuations that we're talking about. And with all these gains and losses, it really helps to optimize your tax situation then. And this is giving you greater control over taxes, where we're going in the future, and then all the different dynamics that come with this, with increasing the tax bracket. So if you would like to know more about this strategy, send us an email or call us, and we'd be happy to send more information to you and see if this is going to be a right fit for you. And I'd also like to remind you that we offer a complimentary stress test. Now this is for you and your wealth plan. And if you're feeling that you want a fresh perspective on your overall wealth plan, feel free to reach out as well, because we'll be happy to have an introductory call just to see where you're at, and then follow up with a discovery meeting to really assess your current situation. And what we will do from there is identify any gaps that need addressing and put that into place for a wealth plan. So with that, feel free to reach out as you have questions. If you want more information on how to use tax bracket optimization in in your portfolios, or if you even want a stress test. Take care.